What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. GBay here, back at it again with another Wild Rift video. Today we're going to be getting into an in-depth deep dive of all the attack damage items. Really just kind of want to give you guys an overview, talk about them a little bit, maybe tell you what champions the items go best with, just a little bit of an overview. Before we get started, please hit that sub button right here. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Let's go. So we're going to be getting right into Bloodthirster. It's plus 65 attack damage, 15% physical vamp. And what physical vamp means is lifesteal. Vamp, the word vamp means lifesteal. So pretty much Bloodthirster, it's going to give you lifesteal. It can also overheal you, and you can gain an additional shield. Static Shiv, plus 25% critical rate, plus 25% attack speed. What this does, if you read in here, it allows you your energized attacks bounce up to 5 enemies, and each hit can crit, and crit is just disgusting. I mean, really good for Jhin, really good for AD carries. Next, we're going to be going over Blade of the Rune King. This one is nicknamed Bork, so you'll commonly hear Bork. So if you hear Bork, that's what it means. Plus 30 attack damage, plus 30% attack speed, 10% physical vamp. So you're going to get lifesteal with this one. Attack steal bonus physical damage equal to 6% of the enemy's current health. So super broken in League of Legends right now. A ton of people, I mean everybody, every AD carry is using it. Every attack damage champion is using it. It's going to slow people, do magic and attack damage. That's the reason why you see it's 3100. That's the reason why it's one of the more expensive AD items. There's a couple you see on the screen that are going to be a little bit more expensive. Rapid Fire Cannon, 25% critical rate, 35% attack speed, plus move speed. So this one, really good for Jhin. Again, I think we're going to be referencing him quite a bit throughout this video. This one's really commonly used for AD carries, primarily. I like to use it on Misfortune. Next, we're going to be going over Rooney's Hurricane, plus 25% critical rate, plus 45% attack speed, Wind Fury. Attack strike 2 additional nearby enemies, each dealing 40%. These strikes can critically strike and trigger on-hit effects. So with this one, really good for auto-attacking. If you, let's say you hit one minion, like you shoot a minion, it can also bounce 2 other ones. Same with the enemies. Yumi's Ghostblade, plus 50% attack damage, plus 10% cooldown rate reduction. Excuse me. This one, in League of Legends, you can walk through minions when you have this, but in Wild Rift, so far what we've seen is there's no minion blocking for this. Also gives you a speed burst. That's what it's really, used for. Champions, AD carries that need a speed burst, or if you're trying to get to an enemy closer, quicker, you want to get there, you turn this on, gives you that speed boost. So Duskblade of Drakthar, 50% attack damage, 10% cooldown reduction, armor penetration plus 15. So that's a big thing. Not a lot of armor penetration items, as we're going to see as we go through these, so that's one thing I really wanted to point out here. Armor pen is huge, meaning that it penetrates when your enemy builds armor. Next, we're going to go Infinity Edge. This is going to be a classic AD carry in any AD champion item. Really OP. Plus 60 attack damage, plus 25% critical rate. Critical strikes deal 230% damage instead of 200%. I mean, this one, extra good for AD carries, like we said. And Broken. Mortal Reminder, plus 45 attack damage. Last Whisper is 35% armor pen. So that right there is absolutely huge. Really huge. 35% armor penetration. So the enemy's going to try to build armor to prevent you from being able to damage them. And when you get this armor pen, your damage just 35%. It goes right through it. Black Cleaver. This is your classic, bruiser item. Super solid. 350 max health, plus 350, plus 30 attack damage, plus 20% cooldown reduction. So we're getting a little bit of everything here. Really OP item. Next, we're going to do Mana Mute. Plus 25% attack damage, plus 300 max mana, plus 10% cooldown reduction. Grants attack damage equal to 1% of max mana and refunds 50% of all mana spent. I mean, that's super OP. We see this most typically used with Ezreal. Just tons of mana and tons of... It actually has cooldown reduction as well, so... Two really good things to have, but most commonly used with Ezreal. Next, we're going to go to the most expensive item there is, Trinity Force. This one just literally gives you everything. 200 max health, 20 attack damage, 40% attack speed, 300 max mana, 20% cooldown reduction, also 5% move speed. So, I mean, this is the golden standard when you're talking about items for AD champions. It's really, it's just OP. That's all I can really say about it. Absolutely OP. Most expensive for a reason. Really gives you everything and anything you could want when you're playing an attack damage champion. Next, we're going to be getting into Maw of Malmortius. 45 attack damage, 35 magic resist, 10% cooldown reduction. So with this one, good to use against someone who is really taking over the game with magic damage. So what you do for a champion, we went over ability power champions, so they do magic damage. So with them, in order to counter that and prevent them from really hurting you, you build magic resistance. So that's what this item is primarily used for, I'd say, in my personal opinion. Really helps them, the ability power champions that are taking over the game, super fed, to not hurt you. Death Dance, we're going to get 300 max health, 35 attack damage, plus 10 cooldown reduction, as well as a 10% physical vamp. So again, vamp is life steal. So this one here, broken. 30% of damage taken is instead dealt as a bleed effect over 3 seconds. Really broken right now in League of Legends. A lot of people love to use it. Well, we're going to go back here. I think we went over these a little too quickly. So if you want to pause it, reread them, you are more than welcome. Next, we're going to go to Phantom Dancer. 25% critical rate, 45% attack speed, and also 5% move speed. Lifeline damage that puts you under 35% health, grants you a shield that absorbs 240 to 590 damage for 5 seconds. Really good for Misfortune in my past experience with her. So 80 carry Misfortune, definitely a good item to get. Next up, Unbroken. 50 attack damage, 10% cooldown reduction, plus 10 armor pen. We talked about that armor penetration. It's literally going to penetrate when an enemy builds armor, it penetrates it. Blackout. Being spotted by an enemy ward reveals traps and disables wards around you for 8 seconds. Attacks instantly, destroys both objects. So really good there. I think all those items that we just went over have super unique passives, and each one is their own. Definitely going to be used for different circumstances. Definitely depends on what lane you're playing. It depends who you're going against, what build you're going to build. These ones right here, if you want to pause them and look over them, they're pretty basic. So that's going to be all for today's video. Hope you guys learned a little bit more about the attack damage items. Tomorrow we're going to be getting to the ability powered items. Looking forward to that. Hope you are as well. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow night with another Wild Rift video. Peace!